So this is a video on how I feed my dogs and what I have discovered to be the ultimate and best diet for them. I go to the store, any store, grocery store, and I buy a bag of boneless, skinless chicken breasts or any kind of frozen boneless chicken. They're much cheaper to buy in a frozen state. A bag like this usually costs about between $6 and $7, and depending on how many dogs you have, I have quite a few, it can go a long way. One bag could probably feed one dog for well over a week, and so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I got a pot of water over here, and get that going. And then we just basically get the chicken out. You can make this ahead of time, so you don't have to do this daily. I do it daily because I have to make quite a bit and feed quite a few dogs. So I usually do like one piece for each dog. And then for my large dog, she gets about 3 pieces. So, yeah, that looks about right. Okay, and then we put the rest back in the freezer. Now, we just bring it to a boil. Or actually, I'm going to turn it down probably to about 3 to 4, put it on a light simmer, and cook it slowly while I go and prep the rest of the food. Next thing I prepare is I purchase a, just to make it a little less labor intensive, a premix, which is grain free, and you just see it says add water and meat. It is a raw, gluten-free and vegetarian dehydrated food. It is 100% natural. And right now it's dehydrated, so I'm going to take it over to here, and I'm going to wait for my chicken to boil. And when I have a nice chicken broth going here with the chicken that's cooking right now on the stove, then I will pour that water, that stock, into that food to activate all the enzymes and get it going. So now that the chicken is cooked, I'm going to take some of this broth here and activate the other dehydrated food. Let's bring that over here. Have our bowls. Now, here's the stuff that we put in there. A little flaxseed oil or coconut oil is also very good. And I use a thing called pet kelp. It's good for coat and skin. Lots of minerals, omega-3s. Put a little sprinkle of that on there as well. And very important for joint health is a little glucosamine and chondroitin. Now, in order for this to absorb very well, I'm going to take some too many. Let's go with like about 4. Maybe. Mash them up. stir it all up. And we just let it sit now for about 10 or 15 minutes while it fluffs up and activates. Meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of this tear stain powder, because I have dogs that get tear stains. Maltese, Pomeranians, they have a tendency to get key stuff in the eyes, which causes the tear stains, and so we put a little bit of that in each bowl to make sure that they all get a good, decent dose of it. So now we're going to go ahead and prep the chicken. I've already soaked it in a little cold water so it doesn't burn your hands. Basically put like a little bit, about one little piece in each bowl. Okay, so now that the chicken is all shredded up, now it's time to add the mix in. I just prepare it in the big dog bowl to make it easier. And then we spread it out, mix it up really good. Okay, so now that we've mixed all the food into the other bowls, now we're going to put the rest of the chicken into the main bowl, because I have one large dog and a bunch of little ones. So we'll get that all broken up here. Now, because the water that I use to activate the food is boiling hot, we have to make sure that it's not boiling hot when we serve it to them. So I'm gonna carefully use my hands to mix it while I blow on it to cool it down. If it's really hot, then I recommend that you just let it sit on the counter for a couple of minutes until it cools down just a little bit, so that it's not, you know, too hot for them to eat. In other words, if it's too hot for you to hold on to, then it's too hot for them to eat. So you want it to be a nice kind of warm, you know, to room temperature, even if it's a little bit hot, because if you put it between, you squish it between your fingers, and it kind of like burns you a little bit, because, you know, it's holding all the heat from the boiling water, then you don't want them to burn their little mouth. So yeah, this one looks, the little balls are all ready, and that's how it goes. Now we're gonna go ahead and feed them, so you can see how much they love and enjoy this meal, which they get once a day in the morning, and then in the evening they get a very high quality kibble for their evening meal. It's feeding time. Put them down here in a row.